Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck this place!
Think through Bluetooth headphones.
What do you mean you're sweating?
Why are you doing that, Chase? Why the hell are you doing that?
I keep ruining my Bluetooth headphones. I had a pair of Beats headphones.
Like the Beats by Dre?
What's up?
Beats by Dre? Like those?
Beats by Dre by the guy
doctor?
with the PhD.
Mm.
And they fucking went shitty. And I took them to the Apple store and they were like, oh yeah, it's been like a year and like a month since you bought these. So we can't, can't give
Been a year and 19 minutes. Would you
yeah. They're like, we're sorry, we can't give it, like another pair just for free. What we can do is we'll like take it in the back. We'll just like give it a look-see. and then they came out and they were like, oh, that look-see didn't go so good. And then they were like, so we can send it off to the other look-see, like the more professional look-see people, but we're pretty sure they're going to need to be replaced. We can replace them for cheaper than you would buy a new pair of headphones, right? And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll do that. So I did that, and now I'm about a year and like 2 months later, and I've sweat through these other pair of Beats headphones. So it's like
so when you went in
worth of headphones. Say what's up?
Yeah, when you went in there, were they like they knew you were sweaty? Did they know? Could they tell? Like
they actually did.
See in the back.
They could tell. Yeah, they could tell. They were like, "I'm sorry." There's like a bunch of salt.
Yeah, he came out. He was wearing gloves. He was like, "Here you go, Mr. McNeil."
Yeah, because that's
the headphone type.
No, they're the ones.
This
makes me so mad. No, they're the ones.
No?
Yeah, those. They're the ones that like LeBron James wears in commercials. They
You
were
can sweat through these.
You
Chase can.
I can. Yeah, it's very disappointing.
Do you
for me.
when you take them out? Do you just let them air out before you put them back in there?
Yes, of course.
Oh.
And
Do
I
you dry them
never.
out?
We're just asking questions, Chase.
I'm
We're just
wringing them
asking
out. I'm putting them in the dryer. What's wrong with that? They're in my own pizza oven. Yeah. So anyway, I have these new headphones.
Nice.
And I'm like, this is it. If these fail, because these aren't Beats, there's like a different brand that's like for like ultra runners, like people that are just, I guess they're just like, fuck you, you're disgusting. You can buy these.
Oh, I've heard of those. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's where we are. We should introduce the podcast probably. Welcome to Fuck This Place, a podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and with us today, another fantastic comic. She's part of this is such a funny name. She's part of the sketch group called Try Harder Sometimes. And you've also seen her work on BuzzFeed. She's such a funny comic. We just did a show together a few weeks ago, but she is with us now, Miss Olivia Hill. Olivia, how are you?
I'm great.
We should jump into our first segment. Our first segment, Olivia, is a segment we do on every podcast. It's a segment we call Fuck This Place ? Where we decide if we would work somewhere or not. And so you are originally from Cerritos, California. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
So we have looked up some Craigslist posts from the Los Angeles area Craigslist. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the title to 3. And you are going to choose the one out of the 3 you for sure don't want to look at, like you're just like, no. And then we're going to look at the other 2 and decide whether we fuck this place or like whether, maybe it's a legit opportunity from a legit person.
Okay.
Well, I'll say while Chase brings it up, what can you tell us about Cerritos? I'd never heard of it.
Gateway. It's a gateway city. That's correct. Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
What? A gateway to what? What do you mean?
Isn't there a group of cities like
immediately so mad at Chase?
Isn't there like Southgate, Gardenia? Like, isn't that cluster of? They're all independent cities that are part of the LA metro region that are called the Gateway. Or am I wrong? I am.
I guess, but first of all, it's Gardena. And I correct you that way. People in Gardena don't come and kill you after they watch or listen to this podcast.
Yeah. We are big in Gardena.
I'm actually pretty big in Gardenia.
The subsect of Gardena that no one talks about.
Yeah. There's a bunch of wanted posters of like Chase.
For the this guy's wanted for the Inya.
Yeah. Prime dealer of Inya out here.
Cerritos is just I don't know. It's a small suburb city. It's one of those cities that you would look up on Wikipedia like, what is this place? And it would be like a wealthy suburb of Los Angeles. And it's because it's pretty nice. So it is kind of like weird if someone looks me up that way, because then they're like, oh, so what, she's loaded, which I don't think so. If so, my parents have been keeping it from me. Which,
yeah.
One of the other bummers of like anywhere in California that's not just pure poverty level, you know what I mean, is that California as a baseline is so expensive, you know? So it's like, oh, this is a nice suburb or whatever, and it looks like just a place where people go like, there's too many Panda Expresses, you know?
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
like, oh, wow, they're getting a Chick-fil-A soon, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I go back and I see how much different town centers have changed into just chain restaurants. So,
wow, this used to be a Books A Million and now it's a Barnes and Noble.
Exactly.
So the 3 jobs, they're definitely not like Cerritos area. They're all very LA. I can't say that we like really drilled super hard into Cerritos, but I think we'll recognize maybe some trends here. So anyway, I'm going to read the titles. You'll pick the one you for sure don't want to click on, and then we'll go for the other ones.
Okay.
So, title number 1 is "Help Me Name My Hotel." Okay. Title number 2: Looking for female singer like Adele or Lana Del Rey. Aren't we all? And then title number 3: Looking for a part-time rock star. Which one do you not want to click on? Naming someone's hotel. This next superstar or something, and then I guess part-time rock star. A lot of stars.
I absolutely can't apply to the second one. I can't sing. I'm tone deaf.
For sure.
People don't believe me. People are always like, you'd be fine, just come out and do karaoke. I've had my karaoke mic turned off at multiple places.
Which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. It's
like a guy comes on after and like gives an apology.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really sorry about whoever that last girl was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry she has murdered the vibe in here.
Yeah, and especially if I do a duet with somebody and they keep their mic on.
Yeah, that's tough.
It hurts. Yeah, so
yeah.
Can't
An
do
older gentleman
number 2.
takes your place. Yeah.
We got Randy in the wings. Yeah, that's
like setting down his tall boy real quick. Oh, hold on, I'm on my way.
I do think you're right that people don't believe the tone deaf, and they really should. You know,
right?
Like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm tone deaf. It's like, no, I'm sure it's fine. You're like, no, I've ruined my own night and other people's at the same time.
And it sucks because in my head, I'm doing it. I am singing the song, but it's something the wiring coming out. It's the input-output mic. It doesn't match up.
Yeah.
Man, and if only there was more like spoken word poetry songs to karaoke to, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe find a deep cut of Ani DeFranco, you know, and that would really make the vibe work. Well, okay, let's take a look. So fuck the female singer situation. Because that person's clearly delusional anyway, because isn't that person already out there struggling like mad to get in?
Yeah.
Like they exist. Somebody who wants to be that person. Anyway, so okay, post number 1 is "Help me name my hotel." And there are 5 images. And I would say, you know, before we get to the text here, so far, image number 1 just looks like a beach town in Smallville or something, or Pleasantville, you know, like it's just sort of a very like maybe like even like New England, like looks historic.
It doesn't look like California at all. I've never seen this anywhere.
It looks like okay, ignore the beach, the very modern looking beach. Like the buildings behind it look like when the West was becoming modernized. You know, and this is what they thought fancy downtown was going to look like.
Yeah, because there are
with flags,
especially the building with flags is what really feels very Cape Cod about this whole situation, is because they have those like it's not an American flag, but we understand what you're talking about, kind of thing. Okay, could be this could be the setting of the movie Jaws.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so picture number 2 is not of that. I'm guessing this is we're zooming in on what might be the actual hotel. This to me looks like, I am from North Carolina, and this looks to me like pretty much every beachfront hotel that has no character whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like it's just you just built a hotel so people could stay, and there's, little tiny balconies. Like it could be an apartment complex, but it's also your hotel. And it looks like it's fucking blown up like crazy. The lighting, no idea why you would do that. Maybe for some real estate listing or something. Picture number 3 is a pool with balconies above it. Mm-hmm. Does anyone contest that? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, picture number 4 or 5. I'm guessing we're getting different. It's hard to tell if this is the same property or these are different properties.
This one's got a name.
This one is the Seacrest Inn.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey, you already got a name.
And I don't think that this is the same because these balconies look like they're curved. And the Seacrest, we got a straight as an arrow here.
Mm-hmm. And this one's like at a 90-degree angle versus that one number 2 picture.
Yeah, number 2 is just full on straight situation. Yeah. So it's clear that these are hotels.
Yeah.
And then picture number 5 is, I would say, our most historic number.
We're back in the West.
It's the Wild West of beachfront properties. It's a National Historic Landmark on the sign. It says the Chalfonte Hotel, 1876.
The Chalfonte.
The Chalfonte.
Mm-hmm. What if he's just like, hey, it's been a long time. That name sucks. Help me.
It already has a name. Yeah. And that would be great. And Chalfonte does suck. So I would agree with you if that's what you wanted. And there are more legitimate American flags here rather than just your standard bunting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. That is those are our 5 pictures before the text begins. And then the text begins. And it says, I bought a hotel in Cape May, New Jersey, in parentheses, East Coast, which love the clarification there.
Yeah.
Because, it is Craigslist.
Jersey that we're all so familiar with. The California, New Jersey.
Not Yuma, Arizona, New Jersey. East Coast. And I'm looking for some creative thought on a new name for it. I bet you are. $100 via PayPal. Not enough, by the way. Goes to the person that comes up with a new name.
See, this has got to be like a really big fat Southern guy who like puts his thumbs in his
Sure.
$100 reduce.
Yeah, because
honest man.
It's a Southern man in a seersucker suit who just arrived in the West. He's just like $100 to the gentleman. Who can cure my consumption.
Yeah, I also sell snake oils.
Correct. So then the person continues I would guess to garner some trust. I've done this a few times before and always pay.
Oh, good.
Cool. Thanks for making me doubt that you do always pay.
Yeah. There's no way he would not pay me and be a liar. There's no way.
And a hotel owner at the same time. If you pick the name that I end up choosing, I'll message you for your PayPal info. Good. And then here's a short list. Here's some information that you can use for creative inspiration. This is a full service hotel with 70 rooms, bar and restaurant, outdoor pool. There's zero inspiration I take from that. That's just a hotel. It's a beach.
Get this big building, lots of rooms, people can go, right? You follow?
Parking, mints on the desk.
Yeah.
It's a beachfront property. And then it says very high-end property, which hard to tell based off the pictures you've shown me that they are specific. Anyway, what you've just shown me is just regular. I guess it's not like a resort or something.
Yeah, and it's also like, I guess I won't call it the shithole like I was gonna. Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, correct.
I was coming in hot with some dirtbag names for you before you cleared that up.
The grifter. Okay, and then it says it's a kid-friendly hotel, but families are not the core audience.
That's just like that's just not a real. Then it's not kid friendly. Then it's like kid allowed, but it's not kid friendly.
Maybe the core audience is like retirees rather than maybe than like Jersey Shore types.
When I retire, I don't want any kids around me.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Yeah, I'm 35. Right. I don't want any kids around me.
Correct.
Exactly.
I've never wanted a child in or near the vicinities that I'm occupying.
Especially not like on vacation, because vacation children are loud and screaming down the halls because I've been one and karma's coming back for me. So I can't be at this hotel.
And it's also because parents are checked out. They're like, this is the time that I would normally discipline this child. But in this case, it's like, What if I was drunk? What if I just gave them candy and let them go? And that's
exactly.
So yeah, difficult to know who the core audience is, because you could, for instance, you've told us a bunch of things that for the most part I would guess that it's beachfront, right? That there's 70 rooms. Fine. You could tell me who the core audience is. Is it business travelers? I don't think so. Okay. Info about Cape May. I've never heard of this place. Cape May was declared a National Historic Landmark City. I didn't know you could do a whole city like that. In 1976 for its Victorian-inspired painted late. Okay, so what I think this person means to say is in 1976 for his Victorian-inspired painted ladies, but it says Victorian-inspired, and then just that there are painted ladies, neighborhoods, and renowned resort destination. Okay, so maybe there is a resort thing. This quaint town is the premier year-round location for both family vacations and romantic retreats. So that's the core audience, just people boning. Guests travel via bicycle throughout the community or hop a ride on golf carts when getting around the town.
It's like, we're lots of love making down here in this sea.
lots of necking, I think is
couples are courting.
As well. Cape May is filled with unique boutiques, antique shops. That's not true. And world-class oceanfront restaurants. I mean, unique boutiques. No, they're the same boutiques in every fucking weird little historic place. Like they have a store that's all Christmas and shit. Fuck me. Anyway, there are no large franchised businesses in the resort town as it caters to a feeling of tranquility and relaxation.
I do like that. I do like the idea that there's no. I mean, I guess I'd be pissed if I couldn't find a McDonald's if I was desperate, and like I had to take a chance on some weird old lady sandwich shop,
or it's Max Burger Joint,
Oh yeah. Exactly.
There's burgers on the island, folks. I don't think that needs to be.
Well, of course we have burgers on the island.
Oh my God.
So I'm just gonna vaguely foghorn leghorn this guy, or towards foghorn leghorn. I'll say, of course there's burgers on the island.
So the ad finishes, and we are for sure not going to read all of these, but it says other Cape May hotel names, and we're just going to read a select. I think it's important. I think it's important. Beach Plum Farm Cottages. That's too many names for one place.
Yeah.
The Bluefish Inn, Periwinkle Inn, Sandpiper Beach Club, the Chalfonte Hotel, which we saw earlier, the Hotel Macomber. Every one of these is hosting a murder mystery every night.
Yes.
Everyone. This was all voted on by like middle schoolers. Like, Sandpiper sounds dangerously close to sandpaper, which doesn't make me want to lay in your bed.
I like the Wilbraham Mansion.
The Wilbraham. Yep, that's the last one. The Wilbraham Mansion. One is just called Victorian Motel, which I get that they're running out of names.
I get you are very tired, guy.
Ooh, there's also Local Hotel, but local spelt with a K.
Oh wow, the Local Hotel. That's incredible.
Local Hotel.
Wow.
Local Hotel.
They have the one, the Stockton Inns, which I am from Stockton, California, and no thanks. I'll never stay in a hotel that's named after my
It would
city.
be so great if it was Stockton themed,
Yeah, I know.
Here we have the river rooms.
Yeah, here we have the skinniest man you've ever seen.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously this place has run the gamut, of names for hotels. Interesting that, it's clear that this person, maybe they live in Los Angeles or something.
I think what they're doing, I think that they live on the East Coast. I think that they're kind of the character that Nick has been doing. And because like when you think about someone buying a hotel, I think that they have to be in some sort of echelon above me that I'm not, like that club,
wealth.
like they hang out at Soho. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like this guy is perfectly on the border of these echelons. And he's like, oh, this is how marketing works. You just ask Los Angeles. You just ask. There's an exact post like this in New York, but he's like in bumfuck nowhere. But he's like, this is how you market. This is a focus group. Is Craigslist.
Yeah. Let me ask the sinners.
Yeah.
what they want. What blows my mind is this person claims to have done this a few times before, and of course they always pay.
Always.
I kind of hope that they've named all of these hotels. He just owns all the hotels.
He's just the monopoly man of Cape May.
I will say that there are some of these like Elaine's Cape May, that really like, I don't know how you could make that name up unless your name was Elaine. I'm just like off the top of the dome, Elaine's Cape May is a very classy, like boutique hotel name to me.
Oh, you think so?
Just sort of like, it's like, oh, it's Elaine's Cape May, like I imagine there are doilies on things, not classy in the sense that I would want to be there, but again, same thing, same vibe as these quote unquote unique antique shops and stuff. It's the same shit. It's the same. And I hate to go very briefly on the tirade of the tourist town, but I grew up in one. And it's the same shit, buddy. It's just, there's like, I don't know. There's like 3 different tiers of like vendors you can buy old Coke signs from. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my God, do you remember when Dr. Pepper had a different logo? I'm going to buy this for my nephew who hates me, or whatever. So
I always picture the stores that are just shells that have been redecorated.
Yes, the redecorated shells. And the thing is, not only are the stores, just pure shells, but then there are like beachfront properties completely shell or lighthouse themed that only shop at that store. Do you know we have a history of lighthouses on the East Coast? Yes, they're old. And it is cool. It's cool. I don't mean to, I'm not shitting on New Jersey. I'm from North Carolina. Come on, folks. I mean, obviously I'm not going to do this because $100 still isn't worth it because you should be paying someone more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Cause I think it does have the, like a lottery ticket feel of like, oh, who cares? I'll just throw them a name. Maybe I'll win or whatever. Obviously everyone stands a chance with the names you're seeing here. So but it's like, no, don't be a shit, dude. Pay someone like real money to help find out like a good name for your market it, or just name it after your dumb niece or something.
Exactly. Nobody cares.
Dumb niece hotel
of the world. Dumb niece hotel.
Niece with an IQ of 40 hotel.
Yeah. Dumb niece Elaine.
Fucking stuck in second grade.
I kind of want to like not apply for the job, but what I want to do is create a fake email and just send him a list of every property on a Monopoly board, and see if he notices because he has to like one of them. And I'll get paid $100.
Yeah, the Broadway like or whatever.
Opening my new hotel, the Railroad.
Utilities, free parking. Wow, interesting names.
Very small thimble.
Obviously this is a no situation for the richest and what could be saddest man alive. Godspeed, I guess.
He just like sits at home like drinking his drink and just kind of casually doing like that, like the old revolvers and just where they spin they spin the bullets inside that turning chamber.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say playing roulette, but just spinning is probably more realistic.
Sad.
And just thinking, I need beachfront property. Okay, so we're gonna wipe the slate clean. Fuck that place, and we are moving on to post number 2, which is looking for a part-time rock star in West Hollywood of all places. And we start aggressive from the beginning, and it's text begins, no pictures. It says, I've got projects, lots of projects. No fucking shit, dude. They involve you could put that in the mouth of any single person in West Hollywood and it would not be out of place. It could be an executive who's getting out of their Maserati. It could be a man on the street who's facing the wall and speaking. And we'd all be like, yep, I bet you do. They involve, this person says, detailed research, deck building, which I think I know what they mean here. I don't think you're building physical decks. Spreadsheet making, web designing, and general admin. The topic is super fun, creative, and pioneering. Of course, I won't tell you what that topic is, so it seems. I've got mad computer skills, but no time. I need someone else with mad skills to jump in and help me. What I don't need is someone who can't keep up.
Well, it sounds like you can't keep up. You immediately set yourself up as being like, I need someone that's better than me because they're going to be as good as me in all the stuff I'm good at and also better than me in the stuff I'm not.
Yeah, correct.
You suck at this job.
Yeah, you suck at the job you're asking me to do.
I feel like I just figured it out and I don't want to spoil anything.
Oh, really? You figured it out?
No. Are you mocking me?
No, I'm very curious.
I forget that like on Craigslist, ROCKSTAR is just like code for hard worker.
Oh,
I thought he wanted a rock star. I was like, I could be a rock star. Dang it. Now I wish I chose the other one. No, actually, no, I still can't sing.
Yeah.
But
you thought you could play it. You're like, I could learn guitar.
Yeah, I was like, I can lip sync very well.
Yeah,
okay. I can play or dang it, this is not fun.
Yeah, no, this is a person who wants you to do admin and is pitching it as it's like it's gonna be a good time. You're gonna be my rock star, bro.
I thought I was like the project. He's like, I got projects. I was like, and he's developing me. Oh my God.
Wow.
Man, I think I'm depressed now.
Yeah.
There are almost no good people on Craigslist.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna go uphill from here. We're gonna press on, and you're gonna nurse your wounds, Olivia.
Sure. Okay.
For the time being. But I will say, I've clicked on more than one Rockstar post in my day, and this is the most energy. Like, I think sometimes people are like, we need a rock star. And it's just like multitasking, you know what I mean? But this person very clearly does. Maybe they do want you to shred spreadsheets.
Well, I also feel like they never put it in the title. They usually put it in like the bullet points of requirements. They're like, must be a rock star, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've never seen it in the title.
Well, good marketing on their part. That's what got us here.
Is it though? Because now they just have rock stars clicking this. And right. I mean,
do they have rock stars clicking this, or do they have aspiring musicians clicking
this?
That's
true. That's true.
I'm just saying, I don't know if, Edge from U2, like, oh, what if I play bass for this guy only on the side? Does he play bass, Edge? Is that true?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know anything about the band U2.
Me neither. I just know there's a guy named Edge. Pretty sure he's got to be. Everyone, bassists are the only ones who get cool names. Unless everybody gets a cool name, is my rule of thumb that I just made up right now.
Okay.
But like in fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers, the bassist's name is Flea. Everybody else just has names.
Yeah. That's true. We are definitely going to get people writing in who are mad that we don't know U2. I think because I feel like our fans get mad at us most for things that are like in my head. Who cares?
Well, honestly, let's just say it now. Who cares about you too? Go ahead and write in.
Yeah.
Like, if you'd like to point out to me why you care about you too, please enlighten me.
Why you care about U2?
I mean, for real, give it a go.
If you'd like to tell us why you're still supporting U2.
We can't keep shitting on YouTube because we have to finish this post. But I would be honest. I'd be honored to keep shitting on them, to be fair. That stupid show that they did after 9/11 for the football, what was it? The Super Bowl halftime, where they just put everybody's names on the thing and American flag fucking leather jacket. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking loser. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so write in if you're mad about that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, you guys got the phone number, right?
Yeah, it's 470-223-5627. Is that correct? That's the number. It's in the bumper as soon as this segment ends. Okay, I work fast and efficiently if you can't keep up with me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I work fast and efficient, and if you can't keep up with me, it's not going to work. Again, fuck this dude.
Oh, damn.
So
keep in mind, he can't keep up with him. He can't do this job.
That's why you are That's why
I'm
posting
applying,
this job.
because you can't do it. So I have to be able to keep up with someone who can't keep up.
Correct. I got to keep up with a loser.
Yeah, done.
Like a loser like Bono. So if you think... Oh, man. Okay, so if you think you've got the skills I'm looking for, along with a stellar, upbeat, and very personable nature, I'm interested in talking with you. I've got immediate work with a respectable pay. That's not true. There's no way that's true.
No way.
You have to be in the Los Angeles or West Hollywood area because there is some on the ground work to be done, which cannot be accomplished virtually. This person means yelling at you. That's the on the ground work.
There is some burglary involved in this. So.
If you don't think you're qualified, do us a favor and don't apply. I don't want to waste your time or mine. We are gonna plow through the rest of this post. This is just line after line of this person bullying you and consequently themselves for not being able to accomplish the task that they are setting forth for you. Let's just drop all the way to the bottom. And it says, if I get back to you, be prepared to have a 15-minute Zoom call with video. Also be prepared to send me samples of your work product. What product? What am I doing? Oh, I guess I should point out this person does want you to do like web building, spreadsheets, PowerPoint deck building, research, personality. Be on the phone with many potential vendors. Nah.
Those are like 8 different jobs.
That's 8. You're correct. And that's really what, I mean, if you're a rock star.
This person is just going to be manically running around a kind of warehouse room yelling at you to do things.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Also be prepared to send me samples of your work. Yeah, that's what they said. Okay, let's give this a try. 2 exclamation point. Then you get nice. Then you decide to get nice.
Yeah.
Hey, let's chat. Okay.
I love that it's 2 exclamation points. Like professionally, it should always be 1. It should always be 1. But usually if you're going to like do more, it's 3. They did 2.
Yeah, 2 is a manic. It's a very manic.
He doesn't have time. That's one of your jobs. You come and you add the extra one.
Yeah.
Listen, I need more, but I just cannot hit the keyboard.
I just don't have the time. Okay.
My finger's no longer on shift. I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So then there's a PS at the end.
PS.
For those of you out there wanting to do nothing but harsh on my post, which is us,
which is the Fuck This Place podcast.
Correct.
It's what we are here to do. We do it every week.
Every week. Kindly turn around and head the other direction. I need someone very specific. So I'm asking for exactly what I need. Good people with qualified skills who need real jobs. I'm looking for people who are not simply filled with hate that they have nothing better to do and to take time out of their day to rip into me and my job posting. Man. Okay, and then there's one more sentence. It says, there is no room for hate here. And all you're doing when you send those comments is securing yourself a permanent spot on the do not ever hire list.
Jeez. This is like when like a bad pro wrestling villain is like yelling at the crowd for booing him. You know? He's always like, you'll never work for me. It's like, you're a cartoon character. I wasn't gonna try to work for you. What are you talking about?
You're wearing a monocle and spandex.
Yeah.
I just want one wrestler to have a monocle. This vibe, I feel like, has permeated far more than just job postings. This whole like it's like you are operating on your own plane, on your own level, and yet you also have time to talk shit to me about talking shit to you. So my question is, are you cool or not? You know what I mean? Are you above it, or are you just the fucking same as the rest of us? You know?
Yeah.
Compensation.
So specific too. It's like he knows that there's a podcast out there.
Yeah.
I really hope so.
There have to be others.
Whoever this guy name is. I think people have written in and shit on this person. And we generally try not to write in because, again, I don't give a shit what this person thinks of me.
Yeah.
And if I do, then, I don't know, I'll change or something.
I get the vibe that like people have written in with the most constructive of feedback and have only been nice to him. And he took it so personally. That's the energy I'm getting.
Yeah,
that's fair. Right. I think you're probably exactly right. Yeah.
If you're going to shit on me by giving constructive criticism and asking for better punctuation.
Yeah. They were just corrected like his your. There's like, actually, don't do the RE on this one. This whole guy has the vibe to me like it's like a personal pet peeve I have is when someone doesn't hear you and they assume you said something mean about them. So then it goes,
I'm
like,
with you.
I'm like, and they go, oh, what did you say? And I go, oh, I said you look nice today. And then they go like, oh, I thought you said I look stupid today. I was gonna say you look fucking stupid today. And it was like, I didn't say that. And you just told me I look stupid today now. Like this guy is already on the assault for something I have not done.
Correct.
And it's just because it's like,
nor will do.
This is all your insecurity talking. This is all you projecting at me what you feel about your own post. And probably the other feedback you've gotten. rather than adjust to the feedback, and rather than just, or it's immediate, like, no, you're an idiot. You can't keep up. This is your fault. I will never hire you.
Yeah, correct.
This post ends with him saying he might not ever hire me.
Yeah, this is definitely not attracting flies with honey. We're really in a vinegar situation here. I should say the conversation box says solid pay.
Oh, solid. Cool.
We'll discuss when we talk. That I will lowball you as much as I can. Rough estimate of 5 to 10 hours per week, mostly virtual with some in person, which is crazy that this person is considering solid pay for. There's no way, even if you are offering a solid rate, 5 to 10 hours a week is not enough pay, right?
And it's not enough time to get all of these things.
Of these things done. Yeah.
That is absolutely someone who has never tried to even attempt any of these things.
Correct.
And is like, oh, you just do, like, they
just
create a sign in and they think, oh, I made a website. And you're like, no, you
didn't.
Yeah. And there's no way that you're like, whatever this guy's handing you, it's a fucking dude. There's no way that like whatever he's handing you isn't also like, and then by the way, check all of my work too. Like, is it just because I don't have time.
Oh yeah, and literally doing it wrong or not doing it at all. You know what I mean? Just like check my work. Like they started a spreadsheet. It just says "fuck you" in the first cell.
Yeah.
And they're like, I tried to fill the whole thing out, but we need a business plan by Monday. You know? So I'm out.
I don't want anything to do with this. I have half a mind to think this guy will end up writing into us at some point for being super pissed at him. But I want no part of this guy. He sounds like a maniac.
Maybe this guy's Bono.
Oh shit. Dude, it would be tight if Bono wrote in.
It'd be tight if Bono was this mean, honestly. He's always painted as this hero figure. Yeah, Olivia, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm not applying to this place. No, absolutely not.
All right,
I am considering the hotel though. I might circle back about that.
Yeah, you might get a cool $100 from that.
Yeah, exactly. If we're just throwing out dumb name ideas.
Yeah.
But this is a 80-week job. This breaks the soul.
Before we leave this segment, what name would you pitch? Here's my pitch of the name for the hotel. The Penny Loafer.
The Penny Loafer.
It sounds old. It's an old stylish shoe. And loafing is a thing people like to do on the beach, but this seems like a dock shoe, like a boat shoe kind of place. You know what I mean? I feel like a Penny Loafer would appeal. So the Penny Loafer. That's my antiquated hotel name.
The Rising Wake. Because it sounds like it's something, but it's fucking nothing. Right? That means nothing.
Yeah.
But it sounds like there's an old story that goes with that.
Yeah, it sounds
Rising
good.
Wake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blend in with the Cape May vibe and just go quaint sand dollar. The quaint
sand dollar.
Sand dollar.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You could call it the historic sand dollar, even if it isn't historic.
Not historic.
Like, well, there's history. It was built in the 80s.
Yeah.
A lot of cocaine in this hotel. Tons of cocaine.
A lot of asbestos too.
We are not up to code. Okay, well, fuck this place. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
It's fine. It's the number is 470-BAD-JOBS. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that. Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird like temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
You want to pull out your phone and just say, you know what, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470-BAD-JOBS.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here.
Olivia, what is the first job you ever had?
I worked at a PacSun in the Cerritos Mall.
Oh my God. What a California job. PacSun, man. They're still a store? Are they still a store? They have to be.
They are.
Yeah.
Yep.
But for a while there, pre-Hot Topic, probably the same time that Journeys was around. You know, PacSun was like one of the only this is Chase's growing up in North Carolina, and there's like only so many stores in the mall. But PacSun was like it wasn't the cool kid store, but it was my cool kid store. You know what I mean? It was like, fuck yeah, they got flip flops in here. You know, they got flip flops with like beer things on them and stuff.
I think it was like one of the first stores that was like, this is for like teenagers. This is for young people, and it's not this isn't a store that has a section for young people. This is a young people's store.
Well, you know what's funny is that as a teenager, I was like, I can't dress professional as an adult. Like I don't know how to do it. It never looks right on me. Like even as a kid, when you have to like have a nice dress for something or like a button-up shirt. So I was like, I need a job where I can always shop at PacSun. And I think that's like one of the reasons why I want to go into like writing for television, because I'm like, I heard you can just wear jeans. Like I'll do that.
Fuck my hopes and dreams. I'm just trying not to wear a webbed belt.
Yeah,
fair. So how old were you?
I think 17, 16 or 17.
Why'd you get the job? Did you want your own money or what was it?
I wanted to work so badly. I think I wanted my own money. And I remember Hollister was known for hiring like 16-year-olds. And so I tried to apply there, and I took it so personally because there was this rumor that like if you applied for the model position, which is like the people who work on the floor, you have to be good looking. And so when I didn't get it, but I was also like, I've always been a really great employee. So like I both took that as like I had a stellar interview. That means it definitely was my looks. And that broke me a little bit. And then and it was at the same mall. This guy, my high school boyfriend or whatever, he was working there. And around Black Friday, they would do this thing where it was like literally called like hire your best friend. And so you could bring in a best friend because they would get so slammed on Black Friday to have people like refold things, restock things, whatever. So they did like no real interview.
For sure. They're just like, you're on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. And I hustled. I was like I was doing things that they were like, oh, you didn't need to do that. I was like getting people rooms.
You're crunching people's numbers. You're like, this store is ahead. I'm doing your taxes.
And they really liked me for that. So they kept me on, and then eventually I went on, I just stayed in that world. And then I went on to work for like 3 different Tilly's. And I knew that was never,
You're doing the circuit of those.
I was really
what's Tilly's? What's a Tilly's?
Is like a smaller, I feel like more darker clothes, but still PacSun.
Yeah, it's definitely like, it's more the skate side of surf and skate.
Got it. Yeah, for
but
sure.
It has a lot of the, Ruka, Volcom, Roxy.
Yeah.
But it has more of the Thrasher. Is that, I think the
Thrasher vibes.
I feel like back then it was like Spitfire or Santa Cruz, like those brands. It's almost like Tilly's is like the baby of PacSun and Hot Topic in a way. Like it's kind of this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Where the goths go to party. So you get thrown out on the floor, and you're just hustling. So what do they say at the end? How do they transition you into the work? Did they just say like, hey, come back tomorrow? Or is Black Friday just one day, or is it the whole weekend?
I think they had me work the whole weekend, or maybe it was just one day, but because my boyfriend was like working there, I got to hear through him that they were like, the managers really liked you. So and I was like, great, I'd love to work there. And I think that maybe even as I was leaving that, they were like, what's your availability like? Which is such a funny question to ask a teenager, because it's like, I got school and I do a sport on the weekend. I can do that schedule. Does that work for you?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. What's your availability like? Do you got kids or what? You busy? Are you busy? Well, yeah, but not really. That's the answer.
I don't think anybody gives a shit about. Stuff that matters to me. But I'm no one. I can't stress this enough. I'm 16. I'm no one.
Yeah. I'm still no one. So, availability open.
Correct. Absolutely. So they brought you on or whatever. And then like this boyfriend, like, did he continue to exist, or did he quit working? Like, he obviously was your in, but after that, you're like, fuck this fucking dude.
I forget how that meshed. I don't, because I also remember like, I think at that age, he had a car. I maybe had a license or half of a license, you know, you have the training one or whatever. So I think it also kind of worked out because I think he would like pick me up to go to shifts and stuff.
Cool.
But
cool,
like,
cool.
you know what's really funny is that like that was a really horrible relationship.
Yeah, I
and
bet.
yet somehow it never bled into PacSun.
Okay, kept things professiontional.
Yeah, I don't think we ever fought in a stock room. I think
you left it at the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So, but it was like insanely toxic. So I'm even proud of myself right now. I'm like, oh, wow, we did good.
Yeah, a terrible relationship. And as soon as you cross through that threshold, it's like, listen, it's waves. It's waves and bikini bottoms from here on out. Okay, folks?
Yeah. I don't think I could have done that. I feel like when I was like 17, if I got in a fight with my girlfriend, I was working at the movie theaters, I'd be like dumping out popcorn and like on the phone, like, you fucking asshole, you know what your problem is? But so I don't think I could like, I don't know that I could have done that. That's very impressive, especially for teenagers.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
You know what's
to not
funny
just be
is
like
that...
kind of casually flirting with the 40-year-old man in front of him, you know?
And I think it's like because of that, I'm realizing now I was dating someone in LA before the pandemic, and they had a really good brunch gig that they worked. And I was like, yo, like we weren't even in a relationship or anything. I was like, can I get in on that? Can you like pass along my resume? I'm looking like change jobs. And he was just like, no. And I was like, what? And he was like, no, because I like you. And I'm like, what? Like, and then now I'm like, oh yeah, because that'd be insanely toxic to work together. But for me, I'm always about, you know, a paycheck, I guess.
Well, you're just about efficiency, you know, like, look, you're already going there. What if I was going to, you know, what if I was going everywhere you were going? You know, why not?
What if I was also just going home to see your family on Christmas? What if I just was doing that?
What if I was you? What if I wore your skin as a suit? You know, wouldn't that be fun for us?
I truly see nothing wrong with any of the things you guys are saying.
Yeah, correct. We'll be fine. So yeah, just a terrible toxic relationship, but you showed up, you folded those, you know, like weird crop top, you know, not quite bikini top things.
But that is something I suck at. I suck at folding. Even when
that's not good.
They have those like boards that help you fold the shirts to be perfect. I was never good at it. I can't do it to this day. I think I need to just take a master class with Marie Kondo on folding. I can't do it. It's really embarrassing.
Over and the board's broken. It's like, how did you do
How's the board wet? The ocean vibes. Wait, here's a question that's about Pacific Sunwear. I'm glad I prefaced it that way. You know, in North Carolina, we have no frame of reference for what is Pacific, right?
Okay.
If something's in a Pacific Sunwear, it's like, yeah, okay, this must be what they do in California. But like, I mean, do people shop at Pacific Sunwear a lot? I mean, I like, it just seems to me like everything's Pacific Sunwear.
I think, I think a lot of teenagers do. I think today things are so niched out as we've seen.
I don't know about today, but then it was a busy store, you're saying.
Yeah. Especially because I think it carries so many brands.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and it was the time where like also Urban Outfitters was like this new store that did clothing and like random
and
like,
records,
toys and records and stuff. So like PacSun was starting to adopt that model. So they'd be like, here's a sea scented candle that's super cool. And then we all thought we needed one.
Did you get a discount, or they just like, you should buy this full price, this sea scented candle?
I think
$40.
I think I did, but you know, it was like totally like as a teenager, you don't think about what you're actually paying for. So I think it was like 18%. And like that's like tax in California. So I don't think it was like that great, but I was a teenager and I was obsessed. I wore PacSun. That was like a great place for me to be. So I was like charging the card with, you know, fast fashion and
tight. Did people like, what was the rest of the people that were they also in relationships that they kept at bay? Like, or were they other teens or managers? I mean, like what was the employee like the coworker situation?
I must not have stayed there very long now that I think about it, because
Yeah.
I don't remember making lasting long friendships with people.
Well, sure.
But I do remember always thinking this is such an annoying thing to say. At 17, I thought my managers who, would after their shifts, like go out and grab a drink, I thought they were so old. And now, like when I was thinking about like prepping for this podcast, I was like, I think they were 24.
Yeah.
They were just of legal drinking age, and like that's what they would do. But in my mind, I was like, they're 42.
They're
and that's
100.
like adult life.
No, I think that scale is the scale that everybody has below the age, especially of 18. I would say, you know, but even really, I would say the scale applies until at least 23. We're just sort of like, how the fuck old are you? You know?
Yeah, I don't know that scale ever stops moving though, because I think like I'll be like, when I'm 28 and be like, 35, that's kind of getting a little old. Now I'm 35. I'm like, that's not that old. You know,
I'm not dead.
And then I'm like, but I'm looking at 45. That's good. You know, but when I'm there, that's not so
Sure,
bad.
the goalpost
goes away.
The goalpost can and should move.
Yeah. They're always moving.
But I will say
always
that
okay wherever I am is what I'm saying.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
I work at PacSun still.
Yeah. I'm still there.
I'm not a manager. I still work on the floor.
I'm working on it though. I'm gonna apply.
Next quarter. Because I know what a quarter is because I'm in my 30s. But I do think that there's a unique exponential distance there at that age. Like, I mean, for sure. Because I remember thinking like, oh, that person is they just know, they're just, what are they? A banker? You know, like they're so old, you know, but they were for sure in their 20s. They were just like, they could be in some cases literally 21, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean,
but I remember thinking like, they held like they were nice. I think it was like 2 women, and they were real nice. They were great. They just probably weren't like overly bubbly being in that position. They had to kind of like hold down the court, but I had like the fear of God like mentality about them. I was like, they could fire me. I had this big fear. I'm only now getting rid of this fear that like of that statement, this is coming out of your paycheck.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize that's not a real thing. Like
people, well, I think it is a real thing in states like, or like
pizza delivery
or the Old West,
really?
You know?
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I think that if for like hourly employees, like, no, that's not a thing.
Okay.
Like in some cases, not even legal.
Exactly.
To do. Yeah. You could make someone pay for something, you know, but you can't take it out of their paycheck.
Right.
Because you can't just take their wages from them.
Yeah.
Like that is a contract that you signed a long time ago when it's a W-2 or whatever. But so you were terrified of these managers, even though they were probably hungover 21-year-olds.
Exactly. Yeah. That's probably why they weren't super bubbly and upbeat. You know, they were probably nursing a hangover.
Yeah. That, and also they were 21 and they just started doing the math, you know? And they're sort of like, boo, 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 how long am I going to be at this PacSun?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I think the number is different for everybody, but somewhere along the line, just sort of like, oh, I shouldn't be here anymore, you know? And either it's approaching, or I've already passed it, you know? Like I worked at this ice cream job way too late in my 30s. And
hey, you were good. You were good.
I was good. I was really good at that
damn
ice cream
good.
job. That ice cream was well kept because of me.
Was it a boutique ice cream?
It was a
place?
nice ice cream. And I got to say, I've been back a couple times and not keeping that freezer near cold enough. You guys got to keep the doors on, kids. But it was me and a bunch of 19-year-olds, pretty much. And I got a different job, and and like one of the managers that liked me because, you know, I wasn't a dumb shit who just did things he asked me to do and like kept things in stock, you know. He was like, well, if you ever need to come back, I was like, listen, man, if I ever come back, something has gone terribly wrong. And I'm really glad to know that you'll receive me, but I need you to know that I'm on my last leg now, but it's gonna be so much worse if I have to come back here.
So he was like, okay, but if it goes totally wrong, if your life falls apart,
okay, if you lose both legs,
come on back.
So, you know, maybe that's another reason they were grumpy too, is they had to boss around 16-year-olds and they didn't like that. Who would? Who does? Right. And you were there for like a couple months, and then you moved. Then you graduated really to Tilly's for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I just look real quick though. So what? So your then boyfriend worked there. What is your guys' orbit like? Does he have the same job as you, or is he like? Because what I remember in that, is I remember like you in those kinds of stores. Well, sometimes when you're at the register and you're checking out, they'll go, "Oh, who helped you today?" Like, and so I worry that if you were fighting, you'd be like, "Who the fuck helped you today?"
Was it fucking Tony?
Yeah.
Look me in the eyes and tell me it was Tony.
Well, that's why I made the switch to Tilly's is that, well, okay, this is actually insane that I say that even like that. I made the switch to Tilly's because Tilly's would ask you who helped you on the floor, and you would get, when I worked there, just brownie points. You wouldn't even get commission.
No commission.
I think now they give you commission. But like Paxson didn't do that at all. It didn't matter who helped you. So we never ran into that specific issue. But I genuinely think, like, hearing these questions, I'm like, oh my God, we never fought at PAXA. Like, we really, like, as soon as you walk through those, the things that say you're shoplifting, those must have just absorbed anything that we were
all the hate.
I think,
Don't bring that energy around the puka shells.
Exactly.
don't do it around the skate
cheap watered
decks.
down perfume, you know, it just kind of clears your senses.
The necklace with one shark's tooth on it.
Yeah. Oh man. Taking me back, Chase.
Cool shit right there.
I think also this is probably like more a testament to the relationship as well. It was almost, this is, I think, a toxic thing. This isn't good, but I think if we got into a fight, we'd make sure to like not be in it anymore. Like we would fight until it was done rather than like go separate, do other things. So like we probably wouldn't go into work still lingering on something. We hashed it out.
Like
you did it on the car ride in, just fucking screaming, windows up. You know, don't even pull the windows down. This is we are hotboxing this situation.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think you're right. That is evidence of, you know, some toxic. Also in that, I will say the tendency to compartmentalize, I think is also like an element of toxic. Because I know other people that like in other circumstances, they're like, I had no idea that this couple was fighting all the time. And it was because of the like terrible vibes, right? They're just eating each other from the inside out, but they're just like, don't let anybody else know, you know, but they're like, but they think it's like that they're doing a world of favor anyway. It's Chase's therapy corner.
Thank you. No, I needed that because therapy's tomorrow, and God knows I can't wait 24 hours.
You gotta have some prep to talk about. You know?
Exactly.
I have showed up with bulleted lists before, just like I got a couple of things to go over.
Okay, so Olivia, that was your first job ever. What would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
The worst job, it was a sans mom pop restaurant I worked at when I was 21. That was essentially a low-key restaurant, but I didn't really pick up on that despite all the flags being shown to me.
A bunch of things have just been said that I need to pull apart.
Sure.
Okay. So point number one, you said mom and pop, but really it sounds like it was a mom restaurant. Like it was a lady who owned it.
No, it was a no mom. So it was just a pop.
Just a pop restaurant.
It was a guy. It was a guy who wrote it.
Okay, got it.
Just
Small restaurant. And then you said something about some red flags that I did not fully comprehend.
So
it's a restaurant. Is that what you said?
You know what a restaurant is, right?
No,
like
I do not.
No.
Hooters.
Oh, it's a Hooter.
Or like Irish, or not Irish, tilted kilt.
A restaurant. Oh, no. Now I understand the term.
Yes. Yeah. It's a great term. That's a someone
restaurant.
Really restaurant. Yeah. But this was just, okay, I want you guys to picture.
All right, I'm there.
The Krusty Krab.
From SpongeBob.
From SpongeBob. That's what it looked like. Like it was even shaped kind of like it. And on the inside was like just nautical nonsense, you know, just like the sailor wheel on the wall, a lot of wood.
Nets. Just nets.
Yeah.
With little starfish in them and stuff. Oh,
so
yeah.
It's like that and titties?
Well, so it was like, it was never outright said to me that like that was
interesting
kind of the thing.
Yeah.
But it was only women who were hired. During my interview, I just graduated from San Diego State. I wanted to move to Hawaii at the end of the summer. So I needed money and I wanted a server
you got dreams.
gig.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I want a server gig where I can just get cash.
Yeah.
I truly manifested this situation, but clearly my manifestations were very like off. Like I could have dreamed bigger. I dreamed pretty like low shelf.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted cash. You know, I'd always heard like servers just make cash, and this place was definitely cashing you out. But places that do that, clearly, you know, there's like some too good to be true loopholes.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So I remember even during the interview, and I didn't have any server experience really. I'd done like a few food service gigs before,
Sure.
but I'd never been like a waitress or host or sorry, what is this was back in the day where we weren't a server. Yeah. I'm going to get canceled. My God. So I never.
Man, if you get canceled for that, I'm floored. Well, I misnamed the job I had.
Yeah.
That used to be gendered in my favor for this one specific instance.
So I remember during the interview, like I asked, because this is such a 21-year-old question to ask. And also I just kind of needed to know what I needed to buy. I was like, what is the uniform here?
That's not a 21-year-old question to ask. That's a question to ask at a
a
restaurant. You know,
Weird
like
that
what's
they
the
didn't
dress
tell
code?
you. They should tell you. You shouldn't have to ask.
Yeah, like black pants, any button up. You know, but you always have to have your apron on, and of course non-slip shoes. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I don't feel as bad, but
For sure.
the response was this kind of like, well, a lot of the girls here wear tank tops. I was like,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, this is San Diego. It's hot all the time. I'm wearing one right now. I'm like, this is great. I love tank tops, but I did not get the underladen sentence of that.
Yeah, what he said was tank tops. What he meant was as little as possible. Perhaps. Yeah.
And so I worked there, and you know, this is like a pre-Me Too era. So I'm not even as conscientious about, like, when I think about like 2012 is not that much different from 1950, you know, like still not a great time for women.
No, it's still not a great time.
Like,
I'll side with you on that one. Yeah, carry on.
But so there were a lot of things that just kind of went over my head. I really just wanted the money. That's all, you know. And
you just kept writing it off as nautical nonsense.
Exactly. I just
this is nautical nonsense.
There was like part of the restaurant was like had sofas in it. It was almost like before they were like trendy to have like board games at your place at like coffee shop or whatever. They had board games, but they were like so grimy and gross and used. And there's like couches.
Old,
it was so gross.
Yeah.
They were from 1950.
Yeah,
exactly.
Grandma board games.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had couches. Go on.
Couches. Everything was pretty grimy. I'm gonna do them the respect right now because it was probably my worst job, but I have positive memories from it, so I might not name them on this podcast.
You're welcome to keep them anonymous.
Anonymous, yeah. But the thing that I hated the most about it was this, and this is where I really saw the whole restaurant pre-Me Too, women standing up for each other, politics in play.
Okay, all right.
That the woman there, like if you were new, they hated you. And especially because I was now like the youngest one working there.
Oh shit.
They would just gaslight me and be passive aggressive. And it was a restaurant too, where like you like it's so wild to work in a nice restaurant now because there's like back servers. They're like servers don't even carry their own food in Los Angeles. Like I had to be the hostess, the waitress, server, the server, like cash people out, like and sometimes you would honestly work that restaurant by yourself.
As the only server?
Yes, it'd be you and the chef. And the only like help you would sometimes get were these two guys. One was definitely homeless.
Okay.
And he had
definitely, you say.
No, definitely. Like he would talk about it. It was the understood contract between him and the owner.
Okay.
That he would come in and have like a bar tab that was him, like, you know, getting paid.
Sure.
but he would walk us to our cars sometimes at the end of the night.
Okay.
But then like go to sleep like right next to it. And it was like, it was tough, but he would be like, it was nice because there were only women working. And I'm literally just, there's strong women out there. I'm not one of them. Like I couldn't replace kegs. So like I would ask this guy, like, can you go into the back and replace the keg for me? So there was some help sometimes by these guys, but like,
who was the other one? So we know the profile of one.
Wait, I do want to know more about this one though. Let's circle back to this.
Okay.
This Smelly Manueli situation.
They were sweet. They were probably like really the nicest guys there. The customer clientele also got creepy. Anyways, the point is like, so they would help out, but because they weren't like employees, they literally were just there helping out. Like you never knew if they would be there to help.
Sure, yeah, because they're not employees.
Is any of this making sense? This is like a crazy situation I guess I was in, that the more I talk about it,
let's just clear the air now. Are these guys real?
Are these ghosts?
Does this actually happen?
It's so sad that I think they both passed away.
Sure.
Oh my fucking God, yeah.
Or maybe they're helping another restaurant. Maybe it's like
they moved on to
maybe their spirit has like vaporized into like the booze from the keg, and they've gone on to better things.
They're just hanging out at a Pink's Hot Dogs.
Yeah, I'm not ripping them. These guys sound both awesome. Also, this restaurant sounds like it's terrible, but it's like
like maybe I'm doing a disservice to mom and pop restaurants by clumping it in.
No. I listen. This is another thing I'll gladly. Absolutely, more than happy to take flack for.
Old women. Chase hates old women.
No, small businesses are not virtuous simply because they are a small business. Period. Just because
Wall Street Chase over here.
Just because you own like 4, fucking restaurants and employ like 60 people doesn't mean we have to fucking suck your dick just because you serve hot dogs, my guy. Like it's just trash. The amount of automatic respect that like small business owners get. I used to have a whole bit about this and nobody liked it. It's fucking bullshit. It's just like they're all psychopaths. Anyway, no, Olivia, I don't think that you're wrong for saying this person sucks or this business sucks. Fuck them.
So setting the scene. Okay, you are by yourself. It's you and the chef. You've been instructed to wear an even shorter tank top. You're just hoping to God that a homeless man is there to help you. And then who is the other guy? Who is the other hero of this story?
The other guy, I guess not home. So another thing is, so this restaurant, paint even more of a nautical picture, it was like on the water area, like where the boats were docked, but not
like in a marina or something.
What is that? I think it's called Shelter Island. Like it wasn't really a touristy trap. This was like a bunch of restaurants clustered together to serve the people who lived on their boats. And as I've grown and learned, when you're young, you think, wow, you live on a boat, luxury.
Yeah, how neat is that?
Yeah, and then as someone once said to me it's kind of like a floating trailer park, and I'm like,
sure.
So I think one of those guys, the other guy, might have lived on a boat, and so it was like whenever he wanted to come up from the boat and have some beers, and
yeah. So alcoholics,
exactly, yeah.
These are 2 types of people that assisted you from time to time at their whim.
A homeless man and boatman.
Yeah.
Homeless man and boatman. Yeah.
Okay. This still feels SpongeBob-y, right?
Yeah. Very SpongeBob-y.
Yeah. Those are the heroes. There's a guy who like travels in a boat.
It's literally my favorite TV show. So I really think I manifested this horrible situation I put myself in.
Did you have to wear like a little paper hat?
Right, the little sail.
Yeah. Like I had a really, really dumb friend.
I did make one of my like best lifelong friends out of that job. She like saved me. She was like the big sister of my life at that point in my life. And we would do that thing where the bar had a mirror behind it.
Yeah.
But we would like duck under to take a shot. But
Uh-huh.
the mirror could show the patrons that we were doing that.
Right.
It was not sneaky why we were. I think she was pretty good about it, and I was the one that was very obvious about it. But she'd be like, "I need to show you where the cherries go. Come here," and then drink this.
Yeah, but also at the same time, there is a little bit of respect there. Even if they can see you, it's sort of like, look, I'm not doing this to your face, you know.
I'm doing this to get by. This to survive.
I want you to know that I am like satisfactorily ashamed in doing this. I'm still doing it, you know.
Yeah, I think I look like a giddy 7th grader though, in comparison to someone who could just pour it in a coffee cup and just like do it out in the open. I definitely have this like, oh my God, we're breaking the rules vibe about me. So I think maybe that made it endearing for the customers, you know?
Okay.
Were they paying attention to you at all during that moment is really the question. Because it sounds like it was able to continue. You never received any repercussions for it.
They would all talk about it out loud. They would all say like, we know you, like, because they knew the rankings of all the girls and like how
that's cool
owners perceive them.
Yeah.
And so they would kind of like, it just picture, I guess, SpongeBob meets Cheers. I don't know, but like worse. And so like, I think
worse.
like
mean is what it sounds like. You're describing two very fun shows.
I know. Yeah. A reality TV version of those two.
Or like meets Moe's Tavern. Sounds like
The
Simpsons.
Yes, because they would always like talk to the owner and say like, so and so, like one of the waitresses, damn it, servers have been,
but if they said waitresses,
and I
don't think they did. That clientele did.
They called him one of the little biddies. Is probably what they called him. At one
they
point
call
or
them the broads that bring my beer.
Oh man, what did they call us? I don't know, but one of the worst,
not good things.
Not good things. So one of the busiest nights we had was Thursday night. It was trivia night. Some trivia group would come in and do it near the couches, and I remember the regulars. So it was like that post that was like, it's a family restaurant, but not kid friendly, and you're like, okay, so
yeah.
So it's a Thursday evening, like the sun is still up, and this family comes in. They're in my section, and trivia has started. This girl is on the microphone, like announcing the team names. And I go up to this table. I'm like, hi, welcome to insert restaurant name here. And then on the microphone, she's like, all right. And the next team we have is Olivia's Cleavage.
Oh my fucking God.
I like can't even stop myself from saying, and hi, I'm your server, Olivia. Like, and they had kids. And I was so embarrassed. It was great comedic timing, but I was just like I wish I had the improv skills to like not say that that's me, and yep, that's hi, hi kids. So that was, and me and my friend always talk about that to this day. Olivia's Cleavage.
Sure. Yeah. It sounds like a pretty mean team name. Also.
Yeah.
Which is like,
so
they were the type of guys who were like, it's a badge of honor. We're going to be a great team because look how great her cleavage is. That's like that mentality.
Wow. These guys.
Look, whoa. Yeah. When I say mean, I don't mean that these people are mean spirited.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mean of you, regardless of your intentions, to name a team after someone's body parts. It's just a kind of mean thing to do.
Yeah.
Those body parts have nothing to do with that team or how it does or what it is.
Yeah. It's like, it's wild that they're this big of pieces of shits and they do trivia. It's just like, get out of here. You're kind of a fucking nerd know-it-all too. Ooh, no thanks.
And I think they were a pretty good team. I think the one guy on
I think they've spent a lot of time not hanging out in anything other than trivia bars.
Yeah, it sounds like they play trivia too much.
Yeah,
I have never, and this is another hill I'm happy to stand on. I have never hung out with people that do trivia and done trivia with them and had a good time with them. Do you know what I mean? Like they form their own like sort of super cluster of like, this guy's NASCAR trivia, like, like everyone has their own fucking thing. They're like a fucking like a heist team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one person's like the secret Googler, like I'm hacking in, and there's like someone who's like the rock star who's like, oh no, I got this one, guys. It's Olympics. And I've just never had a good time with them, because they're always like, Chase, come on, this is t-shirt knowledge. Anyway,
That's a great rant.
They suck shit.
Yeah.
I hate trivia. I fucking hate, and I mean trivia of all kinds. Crosswords, hate them.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to host a trivia night? Like I've thought about it as a no.
And here's why: because I have done far too much hosting of all sorts of things. I'll rather host every other thing I've already hosted. I'd do that again before hosting a trivia night, because trivia night also gets people obsessed with who's winning and who's losing. You have to make arbitrary calls about who went first, and then you have adults who are too into who got like the old name for New York, like there's two tables, they both sit at the same time, and it's like you really truly have to like just pick who the winner was. It's bullshit, and I hate it.
Nick, would you ever host trivia night?
No, because I'm not very smart, and so like I always then would feel like because I feel like they're the type of nerd that's very defensive of their nerddom. Like they're not cool about being.
That's what I mean.
They're not like, we were just last podcast, whatever it was, we were talking about people who play Magic the Gathering. They're coming after me. If the YouTube people come out, the Magic the Gathering people are coming after. But I'm telling you. But anyways, like they're like that type of nerd, trivia nerd, where it's like not only are they lame, but like they're also
aggressive as well.
Like in defense of their lameness. Like to where it's like, because I would want to take jabs, like friendly jabs, as the host. Like,
you want to have a good time.
I tell you what, if they were like, oh, our team's called Olivia's Cleavage, I'd be on them all fucking night.
This team is called No You're Not.
Stupidest name. So I'd give it back to them. And those types of people are just. They
can't handle it. Because trivia people, and I'm put me on the hill and put me in the gallows if you have to.
Right at there. YouTube trivia, Papa Murphy's Pizza, Magic the Gathering, all these motherfuckers we fought with on the show.
But seriously, the thing about trivia people, and I really am sorry if this is you, and maybe you're different, but like the thing about people who do trivia once a week is that's the only way they know how to have fun. Right? They're like, oh, we always do this because we've decided there's only one way that we're gonna have fun in our lives. And it's this one night, right? And it's just like, you can't, that's too much pressure on a thing. You don't do that. You could play Trivia Pursuit alone if you wanted. Anyway, I also don't like trivia because it makes me think of things I don't care about. Who's the third best friend of Winnie the Pooh? I don't give a shit.
Eeyore.
Is it Eeyore?
I don't know.
Not Piglet. We know Piglet's his best friend. Who's the third?
I don't know.
Tigger?
I would say I would go.
I don't think that's also a subjective one. I made this one up.
I would go Piglet. I would go.
Piglet's number 2. We know that one.
I would go. No, Piglet's number 1. His number 1 best friend, right?
Yeah.
I guess because you don't count him. Yeah.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Okay, so Piglet is number 1. I would go number 2. Rabbit is number 2.
He does a lot of consulting with Rabbit.
He goes to Rabbit's house all the time.
But Rabbit hates him.
Yeah, what you think? Pooh gives a shit about what Rabbit thinks about him?
We're talking about Pooh's friends, not Rabbit's friends.
He's going in there breaking into his house and he's robbing his food. Like he doesn't give a shit, but he loves Rabbit.
Pooh loves Rabbit.
Piglet, Rabbit, and then I don't. Maybe Owl. I feel like Owl.
Not Owl.
Not Owl.
No.
No, maybe you're right. Maybe Eeyore.
Tigger or Eeyore, because I
would go Eeyore. He does hang out with Eeyore a lot. I feel like Tigger just kind of shows up.
Yeah, Tigger's a little
like
manic.
a little coked up.
Yeah.
And he just kind of goes.
Yeah. Whereas Eeyore's gonna be around because again, Piglet's also on the downbeat. Piglet's pretty concerned. Really, Piglet's anxiety and Eeyore's depression.
Yeah. So Eeyore is like the sundial of the 100-acre wood. Like you can tell what time it is by where the sun is over how long Eeyore's been standing there.
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. So these are the things I don't want to think about because of trivia.
Yeah. I would say, and then I'll say, like, not to keep it on this, but I did a show in Sacramento years ago. And I was with all my buddies. I started comedy out there. So I was with all my friends after the show. It was like one of those like awesome shows. Everyone did well, yada, yada. So we wanted to go out after. We went to a bar afterwards, not too far, and they were doing trivia night. And it was like you had to play trivia because it was a pizza place. And you had to play if you were going to eat here and drink here. You had to play. So we played and we were happy to be last place. And it was like, thing where I consciously remember, like we weren't like shits about it. We played.
Yeah, you weren't.
But it was like we're not gonna try that hard. And everyone was so mad at us for being in last place, like for not, like we were taking something from them by not caring.
Right. If I had never shown up, the ranking would have been the same.
Yeah.
It's not even like, and we're 6th place. It's like 5th, and then a huge gap of nothing, space and time, and then our team. So we're taking
time and
existentialism,
and then next team.
Yeah. So, and I feel like those are the types of people who do trivia nights like hardcore. They're so into it in a way that is not inviting to outside.
Yeah.
Right. And that's my beef.
Fair. See, I think what I'm learning about myself is I approach it with the wrong mentality, because the times that I've thought about it is because there's a paycheck attached. I got to stop just taking jobs for the paycheck.
You have said that a few times here. So that is for the money.
That honestly is one of the premises of this podcast is the paycheck alone is not God.
Right.
It can't be, because you can make it God, but oftentimes it's an insufficient one. You're like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll get a paycheck, I'll do the trivia, and you do it for like 6 months, and you're like, I'm gonna kill these people. I don't want to be this person. That's like, I don't want to turn into this kind of guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mad trivia host.
Okay, so back to this, and we got to probably wrap up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh tangent went on for a minute, but like, I just want to ask,
figure out the ranking.
It was
so. I'm just so interested in these two people, both homeless man and boatman. I just like, why? Like, how did they come about? Like, I mean, you don't have to know that. That's your boss's thing. But like, so you just show up and then you assign them tasks? Like, as they show up, like, hey, what do you need? And you're like, I need this keg moved, or like, this guy's being loud, can you kick him out?
No,
like, they just do whatever. They were
essentially just bar flies that could be lifting hands.
God.
And because they would sometimes do that, they had a tab so they could so the owner could pay them without having to pay them.
Of course.
Oh.
So this person just came and drank.
Yeah.
And then on the off chance if they were there
and I needed something,
them, then they would maybe get up for a minute and do something and then sit back down and keep drinking.
Exactly. But I also you weren't really supposed to I couldn't be like, hey, can you drop this off a table, whatever. No, that still had to be my job.
Yeah, it's a little stinky. Yeah. One guy's homeless, the other guy smells like the sea. What is that about?
Well, it's funny. One time I was out on the patio with one of them, and we were watching someone get arrested across the street.
Nice.
And he turns to me, he's like, how many times have you been arrested? And I was like, none. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, and I've never been. He's like, he could not fathom that I had never been arrested.
He's like, so you just got away with it every time? You're like, got away with what? What are you talking about? I don't commit crimes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, it's kind of like, listen, we're both at the bottom right now, but we're at kind of two different bottoms of our lives. And I hope this is my bottom. I'm really pulling for this, but I also got plenty of time for another bottom. And I'm sure you, sir, have lived long enough to really spiral downwards, but I've still got time.
Yeah, exactly.
What about the people you worked with? You said sometimes you're by yourself and sometimes you have a section. How many other servers worked there?
I think there was a total of 6 to 8 women, and they were open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you had to split the day.
Wow.
Yeah. So because it was actually on weekends, it was a pretty decent brunch.
Yeah. People were just popping through.
Yeah, it was a breakfast place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So breakfasts were always busy. So you would have actually 3 servers working in sections and all that. And then evenings, this is another catty thing that would happen. And my brain could not handle this, but they did this thing where if there were 2 servers working, you would take turns with tables, which seems easy. But it was hard because you had to somehow.
I don't think that seems easy, but yeah.
Right.
It seems annoying is what it sounds.
Yeah. I was always like, why don't we just section? But they were like, no, we're going to switch off every table that comes in. So it was like, if 2 people come in at once, and then also you couldn't count the bar flies that came in as people. I don't know.
What?
I was never good at it. So this one woman that I would always work with who hated me she would basically think that I was trying to steal her tables and thus her money, and also and she had like rapport with these guys as someone who would get invited on their boats. And I did not, I did not want to hang out with these clientele. I was like, I am here to get my paycheck. We've already established that. But she thought I was like a threat because they were excited. There's a new young thing here.
Yeah.
And that literally was not on my radar at all, obviously. And so what she would do is we would like try to do the switching off, and then I would get confused and maybe take a table or forget people and be like, why aren't you helping that table? And then she would at some point in the night just stop working. She would just pull up a seat at the bar and like make me take all her tables. So then it was like I was running the whole restaurant and the bar. And also I had no bartending experience. So everyone's drinks were like so much foam and so much beer, so much of me pouring and sloshing out half the drink. So
would she then still try to like act like that was her money if she had stopped working at those tables? Wow. What a fucking bitch. Wow. That's so shitty. And then, so it's just you, and then you got to hope the homeless guy's there to get some kind of help. Like if at that point, right?
Yeah.
Or do they also institute the power?
Like,
I was gonna say, does everyone summon the homeless guy or whatever, or the bar, like it was like they all can have access?
You could only summon them if you needed them. So it was like if I cannot lift a keg, I can ask for their help, but I can't. But you had to run a restaurant on your own. Luckily, that one girl who would like take shots with me, me and her worked real well together. So she was like the real hero of this entire story. And like she's above those two hero males. She's like the one that like
she's the champion.
Yeah, because she was also just a really good like server, bartender, super bubbly. Everybody loved her. She would make the most tips out of all of us without like doing like I don't want to call them cheap tricks, but like she wasn't like flirting to get onto boats. She was just a great person.
Yeah, so she's like that old hag over there that didn't want to finish her shift.
So there was her who like if I worked with her, she was like my like I need help. Can you help me out? And she would gladly do it. And then there was the passive aggressive young Russian lady who she's Russian, so she's all scary.
Yeah, always scary.
So scary.
Really, like a really piercing stare.
Yeah, were you made of cement? What is wrong?
Yeah, those Eastern European Russian types like
they're like this. They died a long time ago.
They've
dead
seen
behind the
some
eyes.
darkness. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Well, Olivia, we always ask 3 questions before we close the podcast. Sure. Question number 1 for this bad job: when were you done, and how did you quit? Like, when were you like, I got to get out of here, and when were you actually out of there?
Oh, I did it pretty seamlessly. Like it wasn't like those jobs where you're like, I got to get out, and you're there for 6 more months. Because I knew I was moving to Hawaii last week of August.
You said that was the plan, and you executed on the plan.
Yeah, but I never told anyone there. So to them, it just seemed like a whimsy. Like, I think I'm going to go do this now. Bye. Yeah, but I put in a 2 weeks. Yeah. So I think I quit. So I only worked there for like 3 months, but yeah, I think I worked technically full time. So I was there a lot because it was like the summer after school got out. So I wasn't like doing any school or anything. So it was just like hang out with friends, do this job, party in the free time. It was a great summer.
And then you moved to Hawaii at the end of it. So you got what you needed, you know?
Yeah. Well, fun fact, I make all this cash money. I've been depositing. I go to the bank every day because I don't want to lose it. And literally like a week before I moved to Hawaii, I rear end a car.
Oh,
and we do it under the table. So I have to fork over a heavy portion of my
cash.
Oh,
yep.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it all for?
Well, better than the insurance premiums going up, I guess. You know.
I think I like didn't want to do. I had insurance. That's a crazy thing. But like
those premiums can jack up like crazy, even just from a fender bender. So you might have come out, in the positive.
Hopefully.
Anyway, it was just longer term. So you had like half the money, and then you still made it to Hawaii.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay, well, question number 2 is what's one good thing you would say you took from this very bad job?
My friend Rebecca, who was the savior of the whole story.
The real rock star of Krabby Patties.
Exactly. Yeah. She's amazing. And we still talk to this day.
Yeah. That's
dope.
Through the darkest of places, we bond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and question 3, not related to that job, is we've had a pandemic. We're still having one. How you been? Any like worldview changes? I mean, it's just a general check-in.
Yeah, I'm good. I think I'm doing too good though. I think, you know, I got into spirituality, and instead of experiencing ego death, I think I experienced ego birth. So I think I need karma's gonna check me real soon and put me back in my place, because I think
oh, I feel that.
you know, you're like, you know, I don't actively think I'm better than people, but you know,
But I do passively think.
Yeah. I say it in my actions. I'll tell you that.
And in my journal.
Yeah. So I think I'm doing good, but you know, check in with me in a week and I would be like, I lost everything. I hit another car.
That's all it took.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So you got into spirituality during the pandemic, or just like this is just sort of like a phase of your life? Yeah.
I think I've always wanted to be. My parents didn't raise me religious. I was one of the lucky ones. So like that whole world is like new to me. Like I don't, you know, so I'm really interested in all that. And also it doesn't help that like the TikTok algorithm knows this about me. So it just gives me like tarot, witch
pure
stuff.
Crystals.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, check in again in 6 years and I might be like, I had a problem back then. I didn't know it. You know?
I ran a cult for 4 years.
Exactly.
See, because they liked me. I don't know.
Yeah. I was in it for the paycheck.
Exactly. Well, Olivia, where can people find you on the internet if you'd like to be found?
Yes, I would love to. My website is freesampleolivia.com. And that's most of my handles on TikTok, Instagram, except Twitter, because Twitter doesn't let you have that many letters. So there I'm free sample live. But
yeah, they're very restrictive on Twitter on those characters for the handle.
Yeah.
Boo, I say. Well, Olivia, thank you so much for joining us. It was a delight.
Thank you.
And fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. You know, it's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, you know. Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.